Hello, my beautiful friends. I have my fancy camera set up today. I don't always have this fancy camera set up, but I do today, and this is what I look like when the camera's got decent lighting. Who the hell knew? So, I was in my prayer meeting today, and this quote stuck with me, and I thought, I want to talk about it. And it was at the end of the service that they do in Iona. There's a prayer that we pray for. We pray for different parts of the world every single day, but we pray for all the people we love. And then the one priest was saying that, or I think he's a priest, I don't know. He said that he's added to that that we should pray for all the people we love and all the people that we should love. And that, I've been talking incessantly about, about the nonsense that's going on, especially concerning the Epstein files, because I think that's the most disturbing to me. All the other stuff is also disturbing. All the things, on all the sides, all the things are always disturbing to me. There are echo chambers everywhere, and there's just nonsensical stuff that happens everywhere. But I think the Epstein files bother me the most because everybody is being silent. And so that song everybody knows, it's just singing in my ear. It's an earworm because, if this was something that the Democrats could use against the Republicans, they would. And this is something the Republicans can use against the Democrats, and they're not. So that's not like them. And again, if you're new to the channel, I'm neither political party. So, I don't have beans in any bucket. But it's like, and then you have gaslighting from the president, calling people names that want to know this. Like, you guys are all the ones that brought all this up. You're the ones that used this as a campaign, campaign tactic. Like, you're the ones who brought up Epstein. This was all you. You did all of this, and that you were going to release the names, and that you were going to bring Clinton to justice and Prince Andrew to justice and all this stuff. I mean, so either you lied then and you owe them an apology, or they're going to sue you for libel or slander or whatever. Like there's so much going on with the nonsense. And then good people I don't follow Dan Bongino, but I thought he was a good dude. Turns out he's not. He's just as corrupt as everybody else. And, what a disappointment that is, because I didn't expect that from him. But it's like all of this secret and secret stuff. Secret squirrel. It's all this secret stuff. And it's really disheartening. And it's disheartening because there are innocent people. I never followed the Epstein stuff when it happened. So I didn't know anything really about the girls or what happened. But they were as young as 10 years old. Who is fighting for justice for these little girls? Dan Bongino, what if that was your daughter? What if that was your kid? They thought they were going to be modeling, and then they ended up in some island, drugged up and paralyzed, and then, being tossed around with these old rich men. Come on now. Do you not want justice for those little girls? I mean, I grant they're in their 30s now, but they weren't then. And doing the right thing, you can do the right thing, as we've talked about in videos before. There's never a wrong time to do the right thing. You have the opportunity to save a kid from a drowning out of the river, and you're standing on the side of the river afraid of getting your shirt wet when you have the ability to save them. But instead, we're getting gaslit. You're stupid, and you're un-American, and you're this and that. Come on now. But nobody on either side is standing up. The young politicians are saying nothing. They don't want this isn't their fight. They don't want to get any skin in the game. They are staying away from it. J.D. Vance on the Republican side, the Democrats, the young Democrats on the Democrat side, they're saying nothing. They don't want any part of this nonsense. But we have to remember that this kind of activity still exists. There are so many good organizations out there fighting human trafficking. And they will tell you the statistics of every major sports game, like the Super Bowl, there are tractor trailers full of human trafficked victims. And rich people pay to have access. So this behavior didn't stop when Epstein got arrested. This activity has gone on before and has gone on since. And I think most Americans want to know the truth. I don't think many people really care about how Epstein died, except that we know that you know, he was probably unearthed by somebody. I don't think that was, you know, based on the video testimony I saw, the dude's a narcissist, and he would never take his own life because he wouldn't, you know, he didn't think he was doing anything wrong, you know, based on his video testimony. But again, not an expert in psychology or in body language or anything like that. But, you know, I mean, come on. We all know this is a huge cover-up. And it is hard as a spiritual person to pray for them. But I do. I pray that Dan Bongino does actually have a heart, and that he and Kash Patel will come to their senses and realize that justice is important. But I suspect that they're being threatened. I suspect that they are, you know, there's something being held over on them, because this is so much bigger than this Epstein thing. It's so much bigger. Whatever this is so much bigger. But I think the Republicans are going to be in trouble, because this is really going to impact the what do they call that? When you're not a part of a major party, you don't vote in primaries. So I don't know what that's called, the midterms, right? So this is going to impact them. This is going to, you know, Trump's got all the people in, you know, the House and the Senate are Republicans, so he gets whatever he wants. This was a major screw up. This was a major screw up, and it is going to impact them at midterms. My son, I have young sons, they're 22 and 23, and they like watching streamers. And I'll tell you, the one guy that I really like that they watch, well, it's not they, it's my older son, my 23-year-old. He watches this guy called Asmongold. I'm going to link him below. And I really like that guy. I don't agree with everything he says, but honestly, he gives me hope for young people. He really does, because he's very clear in how he says things. And even if I don't agree with him or how he says it, he always underpins what he says with why he believes that. And he'll say, this is just my opinion, and you're free to agree with it or disagree with it. But he's just really clear. And we watch, I make it a point to spend time with both my sons every day. So that's what my older son and I do together. We watch Asmongold clips. We watch this guy, Count Dankula, who's from Scotland. We watch, you know, different things. Also about gaming, because he's a gamer, and I not as much of a gamer as I used to be, but I you know, I watch stuff about video games, and so I have hope in people like him, because they really, and I think he would say this, and he said this in some of his clips, and I agree. The streamers are really the ones pushing this issue. And now a memo, I guess, went out today that all the Republicans are supposed to stop talking about the Epstein thing and not make it such a big deal. And you can see, like, people who really cared about it, it's almost like, you know, like a glaze has come over them. Yes, this is not an important topic, and we don't need to focus on it. What? Just yesterday you were, you know, like, we need to know the truth, and this isn't, you know, this isn't about, it isn't that I care who's on the list, because like I've said before, I spend a lot of time on a 3-mile island, and I'm on one end of the island. I have no idea what happens on the other end of the island. I mean, anything could be happening over there. Doesn't mean that you did something wrong just because you were on that island. I mean, I suspect you knew what was going on, maybe, if you were there, but there's no proof of that. Right? There's no proof of that. I mean, just because you were on the island doesn't mean you did anything wrong, you know, and you have the videotapes, thousands of hours, apparently. And really, all Bondi would have had to say, all she would have had to say to handle this the right way, if they wanted to cover it up, which I'm not encouraging, I think they should tell the truth, but all she would have had to say was, yes, we have the list, and we have thousands and thousands of hours of video. Before we can release the list, we must make sure that every single person on this list is in a video somewhere. So while we make those confirmations, we can't release the list. Because that's the way you should have done it anyway. I mean, that is what you'd have to do in order to, you know, not get sued, right? That takes thousands and thousands of hours. That would have gotten you through the next 4 years. And then you wouldn't have had this big mess. But at some point, you have to release the list, because those videos have people in them. Yes, they have innocent victims, but nobody's talking about the victims. Everybody's talking about, well, things will, you know, they're protecting powerful rich people who can afford to protect themselves. That's who they're protecting, right? They're not protecting the victims. They're not protecting these poor girls. I'm imagining boys too. These poor innocent children who were victimized. Nobody's protecting them. Well, they're in their 30s now. That doesn't matter. Yes, it does matter. It matters that justice is served. It matters. That matters. That matters. That matters. That matters. Pray for all those that we love and all those people that we should love. So I'm going to pray that people come to their senses. And furthermore, I'm going to look for examples of good. Because you know who's good? Dolly Parton. Dolly Parton is good. That woman puts money into the community. She's rich as all those people, and she doesn't do bad things with her money. She buys wigs, she buys really great clothes, and, you know, she's very fancy, you know, and she's, you know, she doesn't look her age at all, but all of her money, that extra money, she doesn't do bad things with it. She does good things with it in her community, from the rural community she came from, in the world. She does good things. So we have examples of good people doing good things. Let's find more examples of them. Let's give them as much attention as we can, and not rest until justice is served for these people. Not just the ones from Lolita Express, the ones that, you know, are being trafficked right now. Let's make sure that we stay vigilant and that we are diligent in our research and then in our execution of justice. Children deserve justice. So, I'm going to pray for all the people that I love and for all the people that I should love. I am wishing you the best and brightest. Be well. Take care.